A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News, come to you live and direct from the Newsfirst Centre here in Colombo. I am Florine Rajendran. Before going to the stories in detail, here's a look at this afternoon's headlines. Police sub-inspector in Bandaragama murdered. 9 killed in road accidents during the past 24 hours. The search for the missing mother of 3 from Kawata continues for a second day. Now, police have commenced investigations into the murder of a sub-inspector of police from Bandaragama.
The police sub-inspector was murdered in his own home in the Battigama area in Panadura. According to police media spokesperson ASP Ruwan Gunasekara, the body of the victim was found in his bed in the early hours of this morning at around 5 a.m. Police say the victim's throat had been slit. Investigators are also using the police kennel unit to assist in the investigation. The victim was a 52-year-old police sub-inspector R.W.W. Paliyavadana.
On to one of our headline-making stories. The search for the missing mother of 3 from Kotekethana, Kawata in Ratnapura continued into a second day today. The missing woman has been identified as 39-year-old Chandrani Swarnalatha. The woman's husband had left home last night to attend a funeral, leaving her and their 17-year-old second child at home. The other 2 children aged 16 and 20 do not live at home. The husband informed police that when returned home at about 1:30, his wife was not to be found, adding that the kitchen door was wide open. Police later came across blood stains in the kitchen and garden. More than 24 hours later, the search for the missing woman continues with the participation of police SDF personnel as well as local residents. Meanwhile, 9 persons have been killed and 18 others injured in separate road accidents that took place in the island. 3 persons have been killed as a result of a collision between a 3-wheeler and a lorry in the Pulichakulam area in Mundalamputlam. The victims of the incident included an 8-month-old infant, the driver of the 3-wheeler, and a 70-year-old woman who were all residents of Putlam. 2 others who sustained injuries in the incident have been admitted to the Chilau hospital. An accident occurred between a cab and a bus in the 8 Mile Post area in Thalangama this morning. The accident occurred when the school van travelling from Panadura to Kandy collided onto a bus travelling from Kaduwela to Battaramulla. While the driver of the cab who sustained severe injuries in the incident has been admitted to the Colombo National Hospital, the driver of the bus has been taken into custody. 1 person was killed when a cab travelling from Mayangane to Vilgamua veered off the road and toppled in the 10th Mile Post area in Vilgamua. Our correspondent stated that 5 persons were travelling in the cab, including the chairman of the Vilgamua Pradesh Sabha at the time of the accident. The deceased is an 18-year-old resident of Mathale. The injured individuals, including the chairman of the Pradesh Sabha, have been admitted to the Mayangane hospital. A few Sri Lankans who were stranded in Yemen arrived in Sri Lanka this morning. Newsfirst, the airport correspondent, said that they arrived in Sri Lanka in the early hours of this morning from Oman. 5 Sri Lankans who were stranded in Yemen crossed over to the Oman state boundary and returned to Sri Lanka. According to them, there are still many Sri Lankans stranded in Yemen. Minister of Finance Ravi Karunanayaka says that necessary steps will be taken to prevent corruption in development projects that were initiated by the previous government. He made this statement attending an event in Variapola.
Some people point fingers at us and say that we have stopped development projects. Yes, we have said so. But I, as the Finance Minister, President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe do not approve of you having to pay for the expenses of their corruption.
The Varipalli Local Development Bank was inaugurated under the auspices of Minister Ravi Karunanayaka. The Presidential Commission for Missing Persons has said that they will commence recording statements from the Ampara district today. Its Secretary H.W. Gunadas said that the statements will be recorded from today up until the 9th of April. He said that 300 people who lodged complaints have been called up from 10 provincial council divisions. He also said that they will carry out discussions with the relatives and families of persons who have been reported missing and are facing difficulty. The Secretary added that they have received more than 20,000 complaints in connection to missing persons. And that's a wrap of lunchtime news here at News First. You can simply log into our website www.newsfirst.lk to keep abreast of these stories and much more. For the News First team, I'm Florine Rajendran. Have a wonderful day ahead of you.